What's up, everyone? Welcome into CF After Dark, the post game. Iowa State takes down West Virginia 80-59 inside Hilton Coliseum to start the season off 14-0, 1-0 in the Big 12. I'm Matthias Schwarzkopf. With me is Tom Turner and Austin Keeney. Levi is actually on his way. He was inside Hilton, and he'll be joining us in a moment here. So guys, welcome into your official live debut on the Cyclone Fanatic Network. How do we feel after that fantastic basketball game?
Feeling pretty great. How do you not? I mean, look, what do you want to say? West Virginia, they are what they are, but Iowa State played a really good 35 minutes of basketball. It took a while to get going, but once we got going, kind of showed just how good this team really is.
It was nice not to play number 1 Baylor, number 1 Houston without the students' first conference game. It was actually nice to play a subpar opponent at home with no students.
Yeah, this is it feels like the first time in forever that we've had a not so. I mean, I think West Virginia is going to be way better as the season progresses, but it feels like the first time in forever that we've had a home opener without the students and not play a top-ranked team in the Big 12. Didn't last year we played Kansas without the students too? I might be off on that. No, we didn't. No, we played them with the students. So that Baylor a couple years ago.
Who had 30 seconds before we get something wrong?
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, we're not paid journalists. We don't fact check anything. Like, we could be making up this entire thing. Like, did Iowa State even really play 10 minutes ago? No. Well, I did have some notes here, but I was just gonna kind of roll through the punches. But I was telling Tom before we went on the air while CW was on doing his post game. I was like, I had the note written down of Iowa State's slow starts over the course of the last two games of starting off slow in the first half and kind of just sleepwalking. But I kind of scribbled it out just because of the way they did turn it on as the game went on here. So I'm just gonna assume that's not going to be a trend and just attribute it to the holidays. But then I did have Blake Buchanan is becoming my number 1 Cyclone. And I know everybody's going to kind of jump towards Joshua Jefferson and Milan, but I'm kind of feeling the Buccaneers, you know what I'm saying?
It's kind of wondering where we were going to start here. Like, Joshua Jefferson had triple-double tonight, and he was like the 4th most important player of the game.
Yeah, it felt like every single time Buchanan got the ball down low, he just kind of owned the paint. I was talking to Sean, somebody else with us here, and I was just talking about the way he shoots it off the backboard. Like, it's like a precise angle every single time, high off the backboard. It's very different from what we saw with Robert Jones and Hassan Ward in the past couple of years. But
you don't say.
Just trying to be positive, but that was really fun to see. That alley-oop that Taven threw him, he caught the ball down low, had the willpower to bring it above the rim, dunk it down, and one finish. That's just kind of something that is really new to the Iowa State community with our centers. Like, Ward was great with that dunking ability, but Buchanan just offensively and defensively all the way around. It's great.
Tom, sometimes we'll make these plays and it's like, it looks like you're watching an NBA team, like you get a couple of Milan threes and then all of a sudden we're throwing an alley-oop to the center to end the first half. Like, that was just so much fun to watch. Matthias is already... what's going on over there, man?
Levi texted me and said I might be using the wrong microphone settings, and I think I was. Do I sound better now?
You sound fine to me.
Yeah, well, you sound the same.
Yeah.
I also had the under 5 minutes before our first tech issue, so we're cleaning up on the first.
I mean, my camera flashed like twice earlier, so just.
I got to compliment you on the library that you're recording this in, though.
Camera flashing. This is a road game for me. This is a classic road game at the parents' place. Shout out PTO.
Now I have
but,
the boss Aiden texting me. Now we're definitely in fucking trouble here.
But no, the shout out the bookcase. None of these books are mine. Do not read any of these books. I think there's a Harry Potter book back there. Can't confirm I read those back in the day, but can't take any credit anywhere else.
Aiden says you guys are full of shit. I don't sound the same. I sound much better now. That's coming from the boss.
The boss man says so, I guess. All right, there you go.
Well, we don't really have a structure to this. We're just going to bullshit our way through this as anybody would do at, 10:27 p.m. at night. But, I kind of wanted to get your guys' thoughts. I mean, we're going to start off the top here with, I'm going to go with like player of the game type scenario here. And then we'll maybe jump over into some comments from people commenting here and watching over on all the streams on the Cyclone Fanatic Network. But, I think everybody's going to kind of point towards Milan here. But obviously Joshua Jefferson with the triple double coming in strong there. But, Milan's shooting 56% from 3-point range on the season. And, I think you can kind of assume that that's probably not going to continue at that high of a clip as the season goes on. But, he probably increased that just a little bit tonight. And I think he was second place in the country for shooting percentages going into this game, probably going to be comfortably in first after this one. So I'm going to give my player of the game to Milan, but I don't know where you guys are heading with this one.
Austin, you go next. I want to see what yours is.
I kind of want to give a special shout out to Jamarian Bateman. I don't know if he's actually going to be the pick, but
that was going to be mine.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I'll say Milan too, because like it's not just that he's shooting such a high percentage from three; he's doing it on volume. Like he was 8 of 10 tonight. Like if he was shooting really high percent, if he was like 2 for 4, then you'd be like, okay, well maybe you can't really project that out over the rest of the year. But the way he's been shooting, like it's not just against the Q4 non-conference home games. Like this is a Big 12 game. West Virginia is a good defensive team, and he was just so in the zone, man. It's like 4 in a row in the second half that he shot. He wasn't even grazing the rim. Like the shots are just so pure and so perfect. And I mean, it's incredible to watch the zone that he's in right now. You just want to channel that and hope that he can hold on to it for as long as possible.
Yeah. It gets to the conversation where you also have to credit the way he's just running up and down the floor. Like, to get open, to go through screens. Like we saw Tyrus McGee do that back in the day. You see Curry do that nowadays. Like it's not just the shooting, which is insane at this point, but it's the ability just to fight through all the physicality down low, get through that screen, get through another initial screen. And then all of a sudden he still has the willpower to knock it down without even like hitting the rim at all. But yeah, my guy was going to be Bateman. And I think it's a little more big picture because when we have a guy like Bateman, Heisey played well today with the little things at that second spot, the team's potential goes even higher because what other team in the country, you could throw in Michigan if you want to, maybe Arizona, but like 1 through 5 can match up with the way we just played with Bateman. Like Bateman wasn't just chucking threes. He went 3 for 3. He had 2 assists. He was under control, which is huge. Yep. And defensively, he wasn't great on Huff to start, but it's like weirdly enough, he plays so fast that I think the offensive player is just like, what the frick is this guy doing? Like, I'm scared. So he just kind of like backs off a little bit and tries like a different like initial move. So Bateman's fine on defense for now. As a freshman, he's pretty good in the Big 12. But yeah, offensively and big picture wise, Bateman, those 9 points, those 3 threes, including the 2, that was kind of that run to get us the lead.
Yep.
That's my player of the game.
Yeah, I was I had note here of the back-to-back 3-pointers by Bateman that kind of sparked the I guess the turn of the momentum for this game. But what's also notable in this one, I think, just kind of watching, and I don't know what Dominic Nelson is really dealing with. Like, we have heard that he's banged up a little bit, but over the course of the last week or so, maybe even just a little bit longer, it seems like maybe Bateman is kind of stealing those minutes a little bit. And if you're talking about big picture, that we you alluded to just recently, but is Bateman probably gives you that upside that you want to have this Iowa State team take another step in the right direction. And if Dominic Nelson is banged up a little bit and he gets healthy, that's obviously added firepower to this depth of this team and extra people that you can bring onto the court and have a bigger rotation than what you currently have now. But obviously I think Bateman is the guy that's going to have that extra gear and that extra step to take you to the, what we think right now, what this Iowa State team can be is a Final Four contender.
Well, Matthias, I think what I want to make sure you point out is that, like, he came in and made a couple threes, and it's like, okay, well, that third time he caught the ball, he had every opportunity to take a heat check.
Mm-hmm.
And instead he makes the smart play and drives and dishes it to a guy for a layup. And that's growth. That is a freshman who's understanding his role on the team and not a guy who's just going out there to make shots and like, okay, well, I'm in the zone, I'm just going to shoot. No, that's a guy that's like playing basketball and playing in the flow of the game. And that's huge. That's a big step forward.
And I guess it really goes to show too, like with the two freshmen, Bateman obviously having a great night, and then Killian Torrey only scoring, not scoring any points. It's good to see that this Iowa State team can survive and win in a dominating fashion without what we assume is our star freshman and Killian Torrey not having the best night in the Big 12 opener as well.
Bateman reminds me of another young freshman we had back in the day. Totally different players, but 2014 Monte Morris didn't start. It was Matt Thomas who started earlier in the year. And I think a little bit of that was he was a true point guard. You're playing with Kane. It's a bit different. I think it's the same with Bateman, with how many times he's going to get the opportunity to get the ball. With Milan and Jefferson, it's not going to be a ton. They're going to have the ball a lot of those possessions, and you got to find your way to get open and get open quickly. And I think it's kind of the same thing. Now this is just one game and 9 points and 3 threes, but still there's a lot of growth. Like Kenny just said, that drive, the pump fake, the pass, like that is real growth that we saw there from Bateman against a Big 12 team that's going to be pretty decent, kind of in the middle. So that's kind of the comparison I would go, not totally the same player, but kind of the same vibe of like, trust the process, it's working out. And if we remember, like, confidence is such a big thing for freshmen, and this game could go a long way for Bateman.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I was kind of really just waiting for the Bateman breakout game. Obviously, he's had really good moments leading up into this game, but this felt like that time that he really seized the opportunity to show like, hey, like I'm just as good as Killian Torrey, and I can make a big impression on this team and lead us, into the next step to have a big run into the Big 12 tournament and the NCAA tournament. And this felt like he just kind of took the bull by the horns and, cemented his place as maybe obviously over Dominic Nelson, just depending on what his situation is. And maybe we'll know more here by the end of the night here after the coaches speak and the players speak. But, it just felt like he just kind of grasps it as the guy off the bench that's going to be, obviously the better 3-point shooter of the two freshmen, but obviously Torrey gives you that really, really, really high upside on the defensive end of the floor too.
Isn't it kind of crazy that we're 14 minutes into it and we have like really gone in depth with Joshua Jefferson triple-double? Like that's how good the team played today.
Yes. Well, and it was like a really
nonchalant triple-double.
Yeah, just like it was there, like it wasn't even an impressive triple-double. It just happened, and I guess that's good. But he really struggled in that first 5 minutes of this game. And that's why, my wife was laughing at me. She's like, what do you need this notepad for? I'm like, well, we gotta like semi do this like in a professional manner, and I was like making some notes, and I was like, well, sloppy first half Joshua Jefferson, and I've scribbled that out since. But if you go back into the last game prior to this week against Houston Christian, Joshua Jefferson had kind of a sloppy first half too, and then he turned it on late. It just felt like the whole, not even Jefferson, but the entire offense in general was just really pressing and forcing it. I mean, even Taman Lipsy had a few moments where he's like, it's like very uncharacteristic moves to the basket and just forcing passes that he typically doesn't do. And maybe that's a little bit of the layoff that we've had, over the course of the 2 weeks here with the holiday and things like that. But it was just very uncharacteristic things leading into that first 5 minutes. And then obviously they hit the gas pedal and, put the game away.
Yeah, I think it was a lot of West Virginia's ability to collapse on the drives. They ruined a lot of sets that we had, the ability on the pick and roll with Taman, Milan, or Jefferson. Like, it was tough to get down the lane and not even to have a shot, but just have a clean pass. But again, we'll go back to my guy, Bateman. He came in, he hit 2 threes, and all of a sudden, driving lanes were open up. It was one less guy on the help side. It was one less guy that could sag off a little bit. And I don't want to say the game was all on Bateman, but you could see the signs. It just opened up. Then Milan obviously started to get hot, made 8 threes. Obviously, driving lanes are going to be there, but it was such a great game on every single end of the floor.
We know it's crazy. So Jefferson, when I watch games, I'm not necessarily following the box score while I'm watching the game.
Yeah.
So it felt like they just sort of casually threw that out with 4 minutes left. Oh, by the way, he's got 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists.
Triple double watch just for you to know.
I was like, wait, what? When did that happen? So, I thought it was cool that the team was really fired up and really wanted him to get that 10th assist. There was 3 or 4 possessions in a row where we were trying really hard to get that assist for him. So I'm glad it happened. It's a game where 10, 10, and 10, that's such a clean box score.
Yep.
And it's not the best game he's ever going to play at Iowa State, but it's a cool thing to have. It's a cool thing to put in the record books. And he's the kind of player that you're not shocked that happened for him.
And he only had 3 turnovers too, with all that, happening. What felt like that first 5-10 minutes of the first half where everything kind of felt pushed, and, only 3 turnovers over that. It felt like a lot more than 3 turnovers. Now I'm looking at the box score now, but it just felt like way more than 3 turnovers from
that
Jefferson.
Happens a lot with him.
Yeah,
it always
he's just
feels
one of those guys.
It,
it takes him a couple minutes to get in the flow of the game, and then once he's there, it's boom, he's good.
Well, and that's kind of why I wrote down the sloppy first halves of the last 2 games, and I'm willing to toss out the Houston Christian aspect of this whole thing just because that is just a weird game. But if really is this team's gonna take another. Levi sounds like he's in a wind tunnel.
I sound like I'm in a wind tunnel.
Yeah, kind of.
Shit. Oh, God. This is all going terrible. I have a freaking ring light.
We're being so professional. Wow.
We're figuring out. Right. Do I sound okay?
Hey, you sound like you're in a hotel room.
I'm in Chris Williams' basement. Don't tell him.
Oh, shit. He wasn't joking when he tweeted that out earlier, that we will be live from Chris Williams' basement. That's why the lights are off.
Chris, if you're listening, scale of 1 to 10, how much regret are you having about this right now?
He's having all of the regret.
Well, now we went to this 4 screen and look at the mic. It's the size of my head right now. This is on Levi. This is on Levi.
I did not, for one, notice that until you said it. I would have never have noticed that. But now it is the size of your head. How was the atmosphere inside Hilton Coliseum there, Levi? He can't hear anything we're saying. All right, see you later, Levi. Well, now that Levi is here, I can actually filter through some of these comments here. So, guys, if you do have any questions, comments, concerns, take them up with the HR department, which is at cyclonelarry69@gmail.com. Nothing will be answered, but they will be heard. That doesn't make any sense, but hey.
All right. Can you hear me a little bit better?
Actually, you sound way better now.
That sounds way better. Wow.
Because I pulled a Matthias and I didn't use the fucking right microphone.
Look.
But this is also a road game for me. And
unfortunately, from the words of the boss, Aiden White, he says, "You're good."
Unfortunately, I was also rattled by the home field atmosphere of being on the road for this podcast. But
Well, you're the first person to go on the road. Well, I guess Tom
technically,
is
Tom
also
beat me
on
to
the
it.
road.
Yeah, Tom beat me to it.
He's in the library right now.
Yeah. Fortunately, the lighting in CW's basement isn't great. Don't tell him I'm here, though.
That's some pretty cool artwork that Chris has down there, Levi.
That?
Yeah.
This thing above the bed? Listen, I'm not saying that Chris isn't a man of culture. He has nice art back there. But, you know, it is.
What is that?
I would assume it's something to set the mood in case you're.
Did you get a perm before the game?
No, it's just unfortunately my hair currently looks like a there's a dog.
Did the people on Ames Main Street hook you up with that perm?
They did not. Unfortunately, my dad did.
Wait, what?
No, so
Breaking news here on CF After Dark. Levi's dad gave him a perm.
my dad. Yeah. Actually, it's funny. I saw some pictures of my dad from like the early '80s when he was like
had the same hairstyle.
He not quite. It wasn't like this long, but it was actually this curly. And I was like, I bet I could grow curly hair. Fucking right.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, the more we know about your dad.
Rob Gray didn't even recognize me earlier.
Well, I mean,
Yeah. Shout out Rob Gray.
Shout out Rob Gray.
Anyways, basketball game. That was fun, right?
Well, we've been talking. We've been doing a little baiting on this podcast before you got here. Lots of baiting.
I could not be a bigger fan of baiting. You know, when he's baiting from the left, baiting from the right, baiting from the wing. If you can bait on either side of the court and really on both ends,
yeah,
you really want to be able to bait.
You got to bait on both ends.
I mean,
yeah.
If you look at this, I mean, you watch. Especially, I even commented on the Slack. Is that watch the intensity with which he baits on the defensive end. Like he loves playing defense. He loves baiting on the defensive end.
What about that bait on the pump fake on that drive?
I mean, honestly, who pumps better than bait? Like, it's just one of those things. Like
Brownie says you can bait with both hands too.
You can bait. Like, I mean, honestly, he's equally good baiting with either the left or the right. I mean, primarily, you know, obviously you pick a side, but like, and he's typically baiting with the right hand. But like, generally speaking, you know, he can go either direction. You can bait with both hands. I don't know.
And
that was not a shooting form you just did. That was not a shooting form.
That's not a shooting form. I was told this is how he shoots. No.
And we've been fired from
the After Dark difference right there, folks.
That's the
we are not Jake Brennan CW guys, so get ready for some wild times.
Matthias bullied me into drinking before this, and it seems like Levi's the one who's the most.
Wait.
And Levi went to the game, and he's kind of.
I have not. I actually have not had any alcohol.
He's just been baiting.
I've got a K cup here. I could do one of those, but that's about it.
Well, we went through before you hopped on.
Ambibatrous.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, we're baiting with both hands up in this.
CF After Dark, December 2025 to January 26th.
Died before it ever had a chance to run.
Well, we went through players of the game before you hopped on here, and both Keeney and Tom went with Bateman. I went with Milan. But who's your player of the game tonight, Levi?
My player of the game. Well, let's see. My player of the game. You know what? I'm gonna be the weirdo here. I'm gonna say Nate Heisey. Nate Heisey had a good game.
Oh. Okay.
Mostly because I feel like being different and cooler than you guys. So obviously Jefferson had the triple double. Milan did his thing, which is shoot 11 billion for 11 billion and one from the 3-point line. But Nate Heisey did so many little things today. He rebounded. He made well-timed cuts like that. You know, that the behind the back pass that Jefferson had on the back of that was because Nate Heisey made a great backdoor cut. He is the unsung hero for this team. And he's gonna be all season just because he's like,
yeah.
On any given night, if Nate Heisey is better than like the 5th or 6th, you know, stattiest player on a given night, like that would be unusual. But man, the guy just does stuff that you need to win. He's, maybe not quite as like stat productive as like Dustin Hogue was, but he does a lot of the same things that Dustin Hogue was.
Whoops.
That he did. Now what are the odds that Nate Heisey like karate kicks somebody in the chest? I don't know. We do have to go to Utah at some point. That would be fun. But we did just play West Virginia. He did not karate kick anybody in the chest. Hopefully that happens at some point because I think that would be hilarious. But
we call Milan mommy because his name is Mom Chilovich.
Mom Chilovich, yeah.
And mommy and mom.
I delight every time he makes a 3-pointer because I can tweet out the grossest shit of all time.
Shout out to Altcoin Emperor for the
$100 tip. I saw that. It was like 4 minutes into the like 4 minutes into the stream. He's like $100. So I want to know how long it's going to take before we start like Milan gets popped for, testing positive for jelly beans. I mean, if that guy doesn't have some sort of like Jelly Belly or Starburst endorsement out of this whole thing,
how do we like contact a marketing department like on his behalf? Is that something we could do?
I would assume he has an agent that can probably do that.
Why can't it be us?
I mean, it can be. Could you even imagine? What if we opened up the CF After Dark sports agency service? We all just like
think of shit.
We all just like tag team. Like we act as like one agent, but it's just all of us coming up with stupid shit to get paid by.
Yeah, we all bait together to think of ideas.
We can bait.
We have $100 to spend now. We do have $100.
Yeah, we do have a $100 market.
We can reallocate that $100 to the NIL fund.
I was going to say we're affiliated with at least one guy who has experience in NIL and setting up deals.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you the story about Connor Assali and setting that thing up?
You mean Butt Boulevard?
Butt Boulevard, Derriere Drive.
Took his turnpike.
Driveway. Yeah, took his turnpike. Yeah. So yeah, I'll tell this funny story. So this would have been right after.
What I tell you, here we are. We're on the. So before you go into that,
I would appreciate if you didn't give people like warnings before I start talking.
Tom and I were just sitting here bullshitting before Austin jumped in, and before I said, Tom goes, "I've never done a podcast with you and Levi." I said, "Well, just be prepared for this to like go like down tangents that don't mean anything towards the basketball game." And here we are, 28 minutes into it, and 5 minutes of you being on here, and we're going down Butt Boulevard.
Listen,
Tom's about to grab one of those books out of the library and just start thumbing through it.
There's so many to choose from.
Stereotype like that. But anyways, so when we were setting up the NIL, and right after that whole thing came out, everyone's like, "Oh, NIL, we could do T-shirts," and we were like, "Hell yeah, let's do a T-shirt." And then we got one with like Sammy Williams and Connor Guest and all these or whatever. Actually, funny enough, Sammy Williams, her brother ordered like 30 something shirts when he was got called up to the Phillies. So there exists a reasonable chance that someplace in his many places of living, I assume, Bryce Harper owns a shirt that I sold him, technically speaking. But anyways, for Connor Assau, this was by far the most bizarre thing, because I think he was convinced that he was prepared to make billions in like T-shirt sales, and I was like. And I mean, I'm sitting over here thinking like, but if we make like $400 off this would be fantastic. That's a wild success if we make like a couple $100 off of this. And someone called me lasagna head.
No,
that's not even. That's
no.
not even.
Hold
have you
on.
ever eaten lasagna? This looks nothing like lasagna.
Cyclofanatic After Dark equals ADHD.
It's clearly ramen noodles. I don't know what you're talking about. Have you ever eaten lasagna? Anyways. So when we were getting ready to do these shirts with Connor Assali.
How tall is Hunter Dickerson?
Hunter Dickinson?
Tall. Taller than us.
Is there an inside joke with that I'm not aware of? Anyways, so I'll try to shorten this. Basically, so Aiden was kind of running point on this, because this is back when like Aiden was my dude. He was helping me with all this stuff, talking to people, getting shirts set up. So Aiden was kind of my marketing guy, and
Aiden's not still the marketing guy.
I mean, he like is, I guess, but not I don't know. But anyways, we were getting ready to do it. We got a design put together. And before we could like actually put this shirt or this sweatshirt on sale, Connor Sally requested that Aiden have dinner with Connor Sally and his parents to talk about this deal. And I'm like, but you're going to spend more on dinner for this food than you're going to make on these t-shirts. And it's I don't know if he ended up actually ever doing it or not. I don't remember. Not Aiden could probably chime in.
Did they go to dinner? I don't know
if he ever did. That's what I don't remember if he did. I
need to know if they went to dinner, what food it was.
Yeah, if
and who
Aiden,
picked
if
up
you're
the
watching,
check.
let us know.
Where it was, what
I
they talked about.
But it was like this big
definitely.
whole like I think like Connor Sally like thought he was signing like a Nike deal, and I mean like the shirt was like him kicking a foot and said "kick ass" on it, which is like I mean that's like the most low hanging fruit you could think of for a Sally shirt, which fine. But anyways, so the basketball game tonight was pretty cool. I really liked the.
Okay, I do have a point about Nate Heisey though. Like as Levi brought him up, being the guy that's doing the small things, and I have seen some Nate Heisey discourse on Twitter as the seasons progressed through these 14 games, but a lot of people. I shouldn't say a lot. There's been some things I've sifted through Twitter and saw that Nate Heisey shouldn't get minutes. He doesn't bring anything to the team. Like Nate Heisey was never brought onto this team to be a guy that's going to score, 10 to 15 points a game. But I will say Nate Heisey does possess the ability to do that if he needs to. And the thing I revert back to on Nate Heisey is last year going into the the Keyshawn Gilbert stuff and the Taman Lipsey injuries when we needed guys to step up. Nate Heisey did go the Houston game on the road. Like Nate had one of his best games as a Cyclone on the road to keep Iowa State really in that game and shooting hitting big shots from the outside and things like that. Right now, this team does not need Nate Heisey to do any scoring really for the most part. He's there to defend. He's there to get rebounds because he is a really good defender or rebounder at the guard position. But if that time comes where hopefully it's not because of injury and hopefully it's not because somebody's insanely slumping that we might question our Final Four ability, but he does have that in him where if God forsake he started averages 8 to 10 points a game from now on till the NCAA tournament, this team's just gonna grow that even that much more as the season goes on. So there's a lot of points to this team that just haven't fully clicked yet. And they're still 14-0, ranked third in the country, top, depending on the day, top 5 in the country in KenPom, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. And
I have a live update for that if you want it.
What's it at now?
We're back up to third.
So third. So the third on KenPom. Nate Heisey scored 4 points tonight and still played really well. So and Killian Torrey scored 0. So here we are, 1-0 in Big 12. We got some things that we can still work on, and we could, fire off on all cylinders to start the game rather than waiting 5 minutes in the first half to do it.
I will say Mr. Pomeroy really enjoyed that Jamarian Bateman performance. I don't know how he calculates offensive rating, but his offensive rating was 274, and that seems really, really good.
What was it like? What was his before? Does it say?
Well, in this game, it was 274.
That seems high.
It seems it's by far his best performance of the season.
High score. Is that bad? Did I break it?
That's got to be really good.
Does it show previous games from him?
Yes, his next best game was actually so Grambling 136, Houston Christian 134. So this was far and away his best game of the year. Yeah,
fantastic.
He was. I tell you what though, that 3 he hit to finally give Iowa State the lead was you could feel in the arena, you could feel the whole mood of everything change because it was tense for it wasn't it wasn't nervous energy necessarily. Like it wasn't like, ah, shit, we're gonna lose. But it's more just like, when are they gonna when's this gonna start? Yeah, and then they because I think right before that did Milan hit a 3 right before that or something?
Well, I think Milan hit a 3, and then West Virginia went right back down and scored.
Yeah, and then Bateman hits the 3, and from there on, it was like, okay, we can all finally exhale. We can, more than just the game, the frustration of the game, but the frustration of the last month felt like a nice exhale right there when Jamarian Bateman hit that 3.
I don't know what this means, John, but okay.
That feels unnecessarily aggressive. But I don't know. That movement, that whole moment, I think was really, from there on, they outscored West Virginia. In the final 30 minutes of the game, they outscored West Virginia.
Matt, are you saying Dominic is dealing with an ankle? We were just talking about that too, so I don't really he is.
I'm getting takes by proxy from Matt, by the way, because Matt was at the game.
It feels like too, we've already talked about this before Levi jumped on too. It just feels like if he is really injured and whatever he's dealing with, it feels like his minutes are going to continue to dwindle just because of the way Bateman's playing.
It's not like we missed him out there, and nothing against taking shots.
We're not ripping on Dominic Nelson.
No, yeah.
The guys played well enough tonight that it didn't matter that he wasn't available, and I'm pretty sure we haven't heard from TJ or anything, but I think
this team will be way better if Dominic Nelson's healthy and can jump out there, but.
We might be so good that we can say, hey, Dom, I know you're kind of dealing with something. Maybe you could play. Maybe you're just on the fence. But
CW said it was a groin injury, according to Total Dragon.
Dragon Mania.
Hey, take a couple weeks. Make sure you're 100%, and then we'll be ready to have you back out there when you're.
Dominic Nelson's had some frustrating moments as the season has gotten up to this point, but he's also had some really good moments too. So I don't know. There's a chance
someday.
There's a chance this team could be 10, 11 deep when everybody's fully healthy. So if you can go 10, 11 deep, why wouldn't you? And obviously, as we've seen last year with Taman Lipsey and Keyshawn Gilbert getting banged up as the season wore on, and if you can be that much more ready to, slot some guys in after maybe somebody, it's wear and tear in the Big 12, right? So if we're gonna probably at some point in time in the season have another guy get banged up, how do you replace that? Last year we couldn't really replace that. We just survived, and it eventually steam ran out of the locomotive. But this team feels a lot more deeper than what we had last year.
I think you saw it today. Taman only had 9 shots. 5 of them were threes. He was hanging out beyond the arc the entire game. He was still helping the offense move, but he was not attacking as much. He's not forcing stuff. When he gets downhill, he puts that shoulder down, becomes kind of like a football player-esque. You didn't see that today. You saw Torrey drive to the rim a lot more than he did, and that was perfectly fine because Jefferson was doing his own down low. Milan was creating so much when he was coming off those ball screens. You had 2 defenders coming at him. It's just that little workloads that are off of Taman play such a big role, and that is not all the pressure that are going to be on, whether it's a hamstring, a groin, just his legs, his body in general. That's just so great for this team that we don't have to deal with that game in and game out. And when Dom Nelson does get back, that's another guard. Now, I will say it is a tough spot for him. If he is going to be out 2 weeks just to get right, that spot could be gone because, yes, he can get to the rim a great amount and very efficient, but he's not a great free throw shooter, and that's a little thing. And for a team that has a championship window like this team, the little things matter. And if you're Dom Nelson, who can't make free throws or can't really make an open 3, and we have Bateman, who's right now 1 game in, 3 for 3 from deep, and then you have Heisey doing great things on the offensive defensive end, who also can make free throws. That's a tough spot. It was can Dom somehow fit in there? But as the season goes on, something's going to happen. He'll probably find his way back in eventually. But
Dom Nelson is essentially freshman Taman Lipsey. Can't shoot, can't hit free throws, and he can do other things, but generally speaking, his lack of ability to stretch the floor causes problems because it lets the defense sink in. essentially. And let's take a second here to introduce
I was
ourselves.
just gonna do this because
I've seen a lot of top rights being held hostage.
Yeah, yeah.
He's in the library.
So a lot
he can't
of
talk
us,
too loud. So the librarian's gonna get him.
We went through this the other night. Obviously, a lot of you don't know who the hell we are. So we are, again, I'm going to keep saying it because it sounds so cool. We are the band formerly known as Wide Right Natty Light. So you guys are going to be seeing a lot more of us, as CW has alluded to already over the last week, following post games on all of Cyclone men's basketball games, and then obviously a couple shows throughout the week, and then progressively more as the year goes on here. But I'm Matthias Schwarzkopf. Top right is Tom Turner.
Let's go counterclockwise. Tom.
And then we got Austin Keeney, and then Levi Stevenson. So you will see a lot more of all of us, and then obviously some others. You know, you got Matt in the chat here; he'll be on. We got David Braga. We got
Rise of Fire is Sean.
Yeah, Sean. We got Sean. We got a lot more. So there'll be a lot more names, but we will try to do our best to introduce everybody as we go about all this. And for
our weekly shows next Thursday. I mean, we'll have a show before that, but next Thursday you'll see Tom with Sean and Dylan Kuhn on the Thursday night crew talking hoops and stuff like that too. So definitely keep an eye on that.
Coming forward on Monday, you'll have me and Levi again, and I'm not sure who else. Maybe Dylan Sainer.
We'll get Dylan or Marchie Jordan. Yeah.
Dylan Sainer, Marchie Murdoch, or Jordan Harris. And then again, post game following the Baylor game on Wednesday. I think will be me and
Brownie's in here too. Brownie's another guy.
Brownie's in here.
Yep.
So we will do our best. Probably we'll just keep reintroducing ourselves over the next couple of weeks so you guys get used to it. But I mean, there's a lot of people. Obviously, Wide Right Natty Light has been around for a while, but a lot of people focused on Cyclone Fanatic, and we're thrilled to be part of the Cyclone Fanatic team. And have extended coverage after every basketball game, and then obviously into football season next year too. So
yeah. I love this comment. Top left is our new left guard. Top right is our culture coordinator. Bottom left is a guy, bottom right is the head male cheerleader. Bottom left is a guy who plays keyboard on Tuesday mornings at your local cafe.
I think the best I'm looking for, but
the best part of that comment was the name Pewter Family.
The Pewter Family, yeah.
Shout out to that terrible trophy.
Tom, I'm going to make you not be held hostage anymore.
We will get graphics put up with. We'll get the names thing figured out as we get going.
None of us four know how to make. Well, Levi probably does, but like none of us really know how to like do cool things with graphics. That's why Aiden.
We'll get some graphics put together.
It's hard to like adjust all that stuff because like the service that we use to stream this stuff live, like it puts the names at the bottom and it just clunkier than heck.
It gets covered up by the overlay and all that. We'll get it figured out. We'll make sure to have that.
We'll become smarter at this.
Tom, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna get you in here. Matt wants to know Buchanan is our best 5 since fill in the blank. And I'll also say, like, how good would Creighton be if Blake Buchanan was on the team?
I've had this conversation so many times. If Buchanan
Tom's
was
also a Creighton guy, so
I am a Creighton guy. Had Creighton season tickets for a bit. Lived 20 minutes from Omaha. Well, my parents do. Creighton has Owen Freeman as their center. I'm trying to be nice. He is the worst basketball player I've ever seen in my life.
You don't have to be nice to him.
He played. I went to the Butler game. He played 9 minutes. Creighton ended up winning. He played 9 minutes. He had one good pass, one good assist, but it's just atrocious. Buchanan, probably since 2015, Jameel McKay, in my opinion, probably the best center since then because the lob threat was there, the defense was there, the running the floor. That was a big thing about that team. Was ability just to get out, and then all of a sudden our center's just on the other side of the court. But Buchanan, I said it before Levi got on. The way he just precisely goes about it with his shots off the backboard is just crazy to me. The touch is crazy. He's just so disciplined down there. He's so relaxed. The first couple possessions, we saw that. West Virginia's bigs aren't terrible by any means. He was just so relaxed down there. The pick and rolls too. I rarely see an illegal screen from him. He's very under control. The passing's there. And it's all funny because when he was in the transfer portal and Iowa State's name was floated around with him, I was checking everywhere to see kind of the rumors about him and his game besides the tape. All Virginia fans were just like, oh, he's going to Idaho. He's going to Idaho State because that's the state he lived in. And now he's here at Iowa State and our best center since 2015. Like, that's just crazy to me. It's fun to have that where we can look back and be like, maybe it was Ott's system. Maybe he wasn't that good till he got here in Ames. And look what he can do. So,
I mean, sometimes it's literally just about getting the guy in the right system, in the right rotation with the right teammates around him and stuff like that. I mean, there's a million examples where it's a guy just not working at this place. But then you go, okay. I was gonna say here's a guy, but I completely forgot his name.
Here's a guy who's serious.
Patrick Mahomes. No, so it's the guy. He was at Ole Miss, transferred here, never played, went to Pitt, averaged like 15 points a game.
Blake Hinson.
Yeah, Blake Hinson. Yes, Blake Hinson. I mean, that's like he didn't play at Ole Miss, literally did not play here. Went to Pitt, and then I don't know if he led the team in scoring, but got close to it. Shot like 40-something% from three. Like, that's just he got on the floor, found the right system for him, and it worked. And
I think that system was he didn't have to play defense, and that's why he didn't.
The right system is the right system.
I think it's big that you have a point guard like Taman Lipsey as well. Like,
McKay is such a good call too, because like he was really good at rim running and he blocked shots, but I think Buchanan's a better defender than Jameel McKay was, and yeah, he has great touch around the basket. Like, to me, there's a big difference between like catching the ball on the block and laying it in, and catching the ball like 6 feet away from the basket and still banking it in perfectly. And Buchanan is really good at that. Like, he has really good touch whenever he catches the ball, not right on the block where it's easy to put it in, but like take one step back from there. He knows exactly where to put it off the backboard to get it to go in.
It was one of the first 5 possessions in the game. He caught it down low and he pivoted where he turned towards the baseline, which is the help defender for defense always. And now all of a sudden, this is a tough spot to work. He made it look so easy. He just slithered a little bit inside, one dribble up, used the rim as protection, made the move look so easy at the D1 level against the West Virginia big. He's so underappreciated. I think obviously now he's getting out there a lot more. Everybody really appreciates it. But just I think Big 12 media-wise, a lot more people need to look at that, which is hard to because the talks have been Taman, Milan, Jefferson, we might quote-unquote 3 All-Americans, and then you just have our big man who also has another year on top of it, just great in so many ways.
There's going to be a lot of really fun matchups. You think about like, okay, so Baylor just brought in this NBA player who's 7'1". Kind of curious to see what Buchanan does with him. We play Kansas soon, and they have Flory, and that's going to be a really fun matchup with those two guys going head-to-head. So, we lost Tom.
He'll be right back.
Okay. Well, yeah, Buchanan, like he's like our 5th guy. He's not one of our leading scorers. Not a lot of guys talk about, but like the ball knowers watch Blake Buchanan. This guy he's perfect for what we're doing.
I've got to take this to the chat here, so I'm gonna take this to the chat. But are we officially rolling with the? I don't even know if this sounds right, but Buccaneers, or are we gonna go with
Buccaneers?
Buccaneers.
Yes.
Or
what's your
are we gonna go with the presidents again 2.0 with Jefferson and
no.
Okay.
No. Come on.
Buccaneers.
Yeah. The problem is the presidents. We had one was a lame duck towards the end of last season.
One got assassinated, basically.
Okay, well, he can also say that. Wow.
Right. Oh, he left the team. He left the team. That's the same.
It's not okay. Hold on. Okay, it's not. I want to clarify here. It's not Buccaneers. It is Buccaneers. Buccaneers. You have to say the extra in.
It's kind of a tongue twister. That's why I was like, I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean the Lumineers. The Batemans is great.
Yeah, are we like starting the Blake Buchanan
Blake and the
like fan club here? Jake's on to you right now.
What? I didn't do anything wrong. My frontal lobe isn't developed. I'm 23 years old. This is not my fault. This is not my fault.
I think tomorrow we should put up a poll of like what we're gonna call this. Like we're gonna start this right now. And then Jake and Aiden are going to make a T-shirt, and we're going to sell it.
You're gonna put the poll on a T-shirt.
I mean, we could, I guess.
Terrible way to get votes.
We're just going to put the poll on Twitter
Yeah, I mean,
or Facebook.
honestly, get like Blake and the Buccaneers. It's great. Blake and the Batemans.
Sounds like a
band
sick.
name.
Yeah, I was going to say it sounds like a sick band name.
It's a band name. That's like a 50s like rockabilly band name.
I was
Blake and the
promoted from
Batemans.
intern. Levi said I was.
Who
I'm not
did
an
that?
intern.
Tom.
We'll have
There
a
it
conversation with HR about that one.
Jake,
Yeah,
Just
Tom
promoted Tom.
actually.
Jake has spoken. T-shirts already in the works.
Tom did graduate the Wider at 90 Light / CF After Dark internship program, just under the wire. Unfortunately, Jake Brend remains intern Jake because he did not complete the internship.
Well,
And is now forever stuck in incomplete.
I was telling Tom earlier before we started the stream, like I'm on a.
How about the Buchanan Ding Dongs?
I'm on a generational down bad type of day today. I was hanging out on the Cyclofanatic forums today, and everybody was ripping on Jake because, well, it's Cyclofanatic plug here. If you need to pay for the premium board, do it now because then you can have all the fun info from Jake and CW. But I was hanging out on there and giving Jake a hard time, and then Jake called me intern today, and it felt bad. I'm down bad today because
I was before the game. I went down by the corner where just talked to CW for a little bit, and Jake walked up and he called me intern Levi.
Yeah,
so I was sitting
doesn't
there.
it feel dirty?
He's gotten so power mad. It's crazy.
Yeah, do you think he's gotten a little too big for his fucking britches?
Yeah, he is so far out over his skis. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think what we need to do is take him behind that woodshed.
Turns out, absolute power does indeed corrupt absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was once a nice, sweet little boy that came to Wide Right Natty Light is now turned into.
He's a tyrant.
Yeah, he's basically like that guy that gets overthrown in the government that nobody likes,
Yeah. Who do we got next for basketball?
Baylor.
Wednesday.
Baylor on Wednesday. I tell you what, you get past that though, you're staring down the barrel like 16-0 heading to Allen Fieldhouse.
You sure are.
That's
You sure are.
That's a big number one. Actually, did Gonzaga lose? I didn't see that. Did Seattle pull it out?
They won in overtime. I can double check.
In overtime?
They did. They came back and won.
Even though, but that's got to be enough to knock them below us, though, right? Like we should go up to number 2, right?
For
One
Ken
could assume.
No, AP.
AP Gonzaga is number 7.
Oh, did they? When did they drop down?
I think
After Michigan beat them by 50, which they do to everybody. So maybe it wasn't that big a deal. Like this is all trending toward us losing by 50 to Michigan in the national championship game anyway, isn't it?
If we lost by 50 to Michigan in the national championship game, I would still be an extremely happy individual because we played for a national championship.
Let me sign for that right now.
Oh, I threw this in the chat earlier. I don't know if anybody who all saw this. I'm going to give you a chat.
What the fuck just happened?
I just unplugged the fuck. What the hell?
I think
did CW forget to pay his fucking light bill?
CW forgot to pay the light bill.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to get in trouble. That was my joke. I had that in the barrel.
You can't get in trouble. Your frontal lobe's not developed. What the hell?
It's true.
I don't know. Anyway, so I guess I just got to hold this cord. Would you take? So if you get a, would you rather? You can either make a Final Four this year, not necessarily. You're not necessarily winning the title. You're in the Final Four, or next year you can beat Penn State in a home playoff game next year.
Ooh, I'm taking the Final Four.
Really?
Really interesting.
Look, I'm like, because like, what are the chances? Like we can make the playoff without playing Penn State, right? So like, I'm taking the Final Four.
But no, I'm not talking about just making the playoff. I'm talking about playing Penn State at home in a playoff game and winning.
But okay, here's the next question to ask. Is this the only chance to make the playoff? Like there's no other scenario like we could have another playoff game.
I mean, no. This is you either you play Penn State at home. I'm giving you the opportunity to beat Matt Campbell at home in a
I'm
playoff
taking
game,
Final Four.
or you just go to a Final Four.
Yeah, I mean, just the Final Four. Like, there's no other guaranteed outcome. Like, you could win, you could lose.
So originally, my original question was, you get to the Final Four and then lose. So you lose in the Final Four, the semifinal. And I think if you say you're in the Final Four and you're definitely losing, or you can beat Penn State in a playoff next year, you take the playoff, right?
I'm going to agree with Matthias here. I want to be in the Final Four because I think there's a way better.
You're going to lose.
If there's no guarantees you're going to be there, and then what happens. There's a way better chance that you win 2 basketball games than you run the table in football.
To be honest, and I'm going to say this out loud, like, good for Matt Campbell. He got his money, but I really, at this point, do not give a fuck.
I don't either. I don't either. I just it would be extraordinarily poetic if that were to somehow be able to.
It would, but it's just it's not going to trip my trigger to go and have a revenge thing against Matt Campbell for exactly obviously, is he going to take 15 to 20 football players right now? Yeah, but after next year, those guys are going to be gone from Penn State. It's not like Jimmy Rogers could
and that's why I specified this season, because
I'm taking the Final Four.
Still taking.
I think I was the home playoff game, but I think I'm gonna change to the Final Four because if you actually get deep into the weeds, if you win a Final Four, say hypothetically this year,
who the fuck
that shows. That shows TJ.
What the hell was that?
That shows TJ that he can make a Final Four in Ames, Iowa, and that basically locks him down for life to stay here.
Sure.
If that's not already the case.
Yeah, I would
and it's a little bit
probably
of the change in the guard too. Taman's gone, Milan more
Yeah.
than likely gone, even though JJ's only been here for 2 years. It's kind of a change in the guard. You make a Final Four, you set it kind of in stone, TJ's going to be here forever. So I think I am going to change my mind. I think I'm going Final Four.
Yeah, I just think you look at the outlook of this team and who's there and who's now and I think we all said this last year, this felt like one of those teams that could be special, but then obviously some injuries happened and kind of derailed things. And right now, again, it feels like that again. Obviously they still got to go through 17 more Big 12 games before the NCAA tournament, and then obviously the Big 12 tournament. But it just feels like, and we all were worried going through the transfer portal last year of basketball season, who they're going to get. And is just Joshua Jefferson going to leave for LSU? And we didn't have enough money to do this, didn't have enough money to do that. But it feels like the core of the team, what they got assembled with the money that they had, it just feels right. And it just it feels like they deserve it, it's just there's nobody on this basketball team that you just hate or feel like that could hold them back or whatever it is, just pisses you off, whatever it is. And it just just go get the damn thing. And football is so secondary at this point. I think Iowa State fans, as a feel good moment, the Final Four will cure a lot of battle wounds from 2025.
Well, and I think part of it, like you said, last year, at this time, we were okay, this team can be a Final Four team. But on that team, I think at this time, you could still look at it and say, okay, they've had some really up and down sections. There's times where they can just disappear offensively. And there was some clear flaws in the team, even though when they were great, they were darn near unbeatable. But there was just still some fairly obvious flaws in the team. But when you look at this team right now, when the ball's moving around, when they're making shots, I mean, what is your path to beating Iowa State right now? If Milan's going even 50% from 3, 40% from 3, if he goes 4 for 10, Josh Jefferson, gives you a 15, 8 and 8 or something like that. and maybe you've got, another 12 from Bateman or something. What's your path to beating Iowa State when they're making shots and turning you over? I don't know what the path is. I don't know what's the strategy, because
I think the only strategy is like going extreme slow pace. Like it's kind of like what Iowa did.
Yeah.
And credit to Ben McCollum for doing that, but like they just couldn't keep up with it for long. But if you can find if Iowa State runs into that team, like Iowa State is equipped to beat that team if they do it for the entire 40 minutes, but like Iowa just couldn't do it for that, the all 40 minutes, and they put themselves in a hole early in that second half, and they couldn't recover from it. But like if you could find a team that could do that, that's going to be the team that could beat Iowa State, or you play Michigan. Austin's dead right now.
Keeney's muted.
I forgot to unmute myself. I'm sorry. Yeah, being Michigan is maybe the only thing right now.
I think Iowa's slow pace is a big thing, because it limits the ability for Milan to hit 8 threes a game. It limits Bateman to get hot. It just limits the offense to get going, because we saw that in the first half. It was a little slow to start. And then I think it's kind of a two-parter, like a slower team with good bigs. And we saw that in our other close game this season, St. John's. Dylan Mitchell, Zuby, Bryce Hopkins, like those, they had a good 3 through 5. And they said it on the broadcast. Hodges, the coach for West Virginia, was worried how much they could keep up with Milan, Jefferson, and Buchanan. And it was true. All those 3 guys had a great game. And you're not going to see a lot of teams in the nation, though Michigan is one of them, that is going to have a 3 through 5 lineup that is going to be physical, can play on both ends, and can do well without fouling as well. So we saw that from St. John's. They played good, and we still beat them. And I think I don't even know if a team plays like that, where they have a slow pace and then their 3 through 5 lineup is efficient on every end. But that's the only way you can really see it, because to Levi's points of Jefferson getting kind of lazy with the ball and ball handling, it's because he gets tired, and he's a big man. You got to go up and down the court a lot of times. If you have athletic big men that can keep up with that, he's going to get even more tired. So it's stuff like that. And I think St. John's was a great example of, like, if you have the makeup of that team, I think they would have the ability to hang and maybe beat like a team like Iowa State.
I think Iowa showed that, like, that slowing the whole game down and just sucking the air out of the ball is probably your best, like, that's your best starting point. That's your base strategy for trying to beat Iowa State. Trying to beat them in a track meet, I think, is a terrible idea. Iowa State doesn't intentionally get into track meets very often.
But
they can, right? That's the thing, is like, it's not like Hoy ball, where they're really just trying to get up and down and up and down and up and down. But if they're forced to do that, they are absolutely able to do that. I mean, when you've got like, if you're in your starting lineup where you've got Taman and Killian Toure on the floor, having either of those 2 guys being able to take the ball down the floor in a fast break situation, whatever it is, either of them are incredible in transition. You can kick out to Jefferson or Milan. You can dump down to Blake Buchanan. There's a lot of options to deal with that, to teams that try to speed them up. So your base, your foundation for how you're going to try to beat Iowa State has to be to slow it down. But your team, in my opinion, it's easier for teams to adapt to speeding up than it is for them to adapt to slowing down and getting out of rhythm. It's harder to play like Ben McCollum's teams or like Tony Bennett's teams that Virginia did. It's harder to play slow if you're not used to playing slow, because a lot of teams just like to they have their own rhythm. This is how they operate. When you're used to playing slow and that's just like your whole bit, it's easier to do that. It's not easy for a team that likes to play fast to then all of a sudden become super efficient in the half court, because they're just not built to do that. But we've seen it against those teams, though, that, it's not necessarily their preferred thing to do, but if they're asked to grind out half court possessions in offense, they absolutely can do that. They pretty much always have at least 2, 3, sometimes 4 shooters on the floor, and they can keep their, generally speaking, there really aren't any weak passers on the team. I mean, the starting lineup is 5 good passers,
Your
Yeah,
weakest passer is probably Plata, right?
Of the starters, if you've got
Of the starters, no, but like of the entire rotation that plays.
if you're talking about the
individually.
rotation, yeah, I mean, I guess Plata probably, but he's not like a bad passer. He just
No.
But he
He
hasn't
just-
been forced to do it.
he's
either.
not asked to do that. But like in their own spots on the floor, all five of the starters and even your first few guys off the bench are all good passers. And that's what makes this really challenging, is because for other teams to defend is that there's not really a tempo that you can look at and be like, oh, they just can't play this tempo. Like if asked to, they can grind out long possessions in the half court if needed to. It's not their preferred way to do it, but they can do that. And that's what makes it such a that's got to be giving other teams headaches trying to figure out what to do with this, because there's just not a good answer, especially when Milan Momcilovic is going 8 of 10 from 3.
Yeah.
What do you do with that?
I think it's just so fascinating of like the evolution of the TJ Otzelberger era, where that first year with that Sweet 16 run, like it was just strictly like, we're gonna beat the fuck out of you on defense, and then like year 2 was like, okay, like we're gonna beat the shit out of you on defense, but like we could do a splash of offense. Last year was like, okay, we're still beating the shit out of you defensively, but like we could beat you offensively. But like this year, it's like we could do everything. It doesn't matter. Like you slow it down, okay, whatever, we'll beat you there. You want to run in the track meet? It's like St. John's, sure, whatever. Like it's not like just like going back to Fred Hoiberg days where like if we're not hitting the 3, we ain't winning. And like if we want to get into a fist fight, so be it. They're built for it. You want to get into a shootout, probably going to do that too. Like, and I think that's the sign of a really good team, and a team that can win the whole thing. And obviously, as you get this far into the season, like 14 games is still a small sample size of the core scope of the entire season, but like it's still enough to tell you like this is probably what this team really is. And if we can win in a multitude of ways, still missing a guy in Dominic Nelson off the bench and not having Killian Torres score, and you're still beating a Big 12 team by 20 plus points, that's a really good sign. And I feel like at this point, like I still felt really good at this point last year about Iowa State's chances to make a Final Four. But like when I look back and compare it to this moment now compared to last year, I feel a lot more better about Iowa State chances going forward and into March Madness. And now obviously that's barring anything else that happens from now on. But like, obviously injuries are a part of the game, as we've already talked about, but it just feels like we can beat anybody at any style, anytime, any place, and that it just feels so encouraging to me.
I think a big point to that is the way TJ's teams have been. 2022, we didn't want a lot of possessions at all. We wanted to slow everything down. Besides Brockington, we didn't want guys taking 12 shots a game. Like, no offense to those guys. But last year, we wanted Kurt to have 12 shot attempts in the first half. So we've played with both those styles, one of them not working so well with other problems happening during that season. But like TJ has both of those styles underneath his belt. 2024 is the perfect example of both of those colliding well together. Like TJ is a great coach to have that for the tournament with different matchups. A big thing for me every season, whether it's non-conference going in, is I want to see as many possible matchups there is. St. John's physical, we saw that. Iowa slow as heck, we saw that. Creighton, who plays somewhat fast, like we saw that.
Yep,
like, that was like you see all these, so then you're ready come March. That's just great to see. And then I saw a comment that said which team in the Big 12 is probably most similar to Michigan. I think mostly all of us would agree that it would be Arizona. The physicality.
Yeah.
Their bigs down low. They have a 7-footer. Bradley, point guard, kind of like Cadeau, where they can get physical. They're a little bigger. I think those two are pretty similar teams. Unfortunately, we don't get to play them in Hilton this year, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, that and thankfully it's like we play them the second to last game of the year too. and a lot is going to happen in between now and then. But that very well could be the Big 12 championship matchup in Kansas City too, where you feel really good about, like, you get Arizona in Kansas City in a championship type of setting, but like going to Arizona, I think that's on Big Monday. That's still, we're 2 months away from that now, but that still doesn't feel great about that. But if you rewind about 2 weeks ago, Ken Pom had us winning that game by like a 56% like chance, and now I look at it now and it's down to 37% chance. So the computers have kind of twisted it a little bit to give Arizona a little more fluff, and rightfully so. But this is the first time I've seen or in a while that the computers have kind of like said, Iowa State's going to lose one more game. And it's, if you're going to lose one more game to Arizona, that's nothing to slouch up. So, but even then, Baylor, on the road at Kansas isn't going to be easy either.
Yeah, I would
want to. Oh, go ahead, Tom.
I was just going to say one more team I would kind of be afraid of. Obviously, they got blown out by Michigan, is Gonzaga. Just because they're bigs, I don't like how much defense responsibility Buchanan and Jefferson would have with Ike and Huff. That Ike, it's only post touches.
And they're athletic.
If you are not, and if you're not vertical, he's either going to make a jump shot or it's a foul or he's going to get an offensive rebound. And for Jefferson's our best player in the fact that he does so much. You're putting him in such a tough spot defensively for 40 minutes. And then our post depth is probably, because Levi mentioned it, like what's kind of the weak spot? It's our post depth. Like after Buchanan, it's a true freshman from overseas. So that's a tough spot for especially like a team like Gonzaga. Now their guards aren't great come tournament time. It's the guards that prevail like always. And I would trust our defense with our guards, but that is like down low. That's something to keep like in mind of like Huff and Ike are really tough down there.
Yeah, and Eric Mulder really hasn't like played a whole lot other than teams that like aren't like of high end capacity. But there's probably going to be a time where Mulder is going to have some minutes in a game to make an impact, and I don't think Mulder is out of the rotation because like he's necessarily a terrible basketball player. Like he played at IUPUI, came from Pella. Like it's not like he's had a huge amount of experience against high end basketball teams. So like I think looking at his recruitment and where we are now, like it's one of those things where like he's gonna have to develop into something that he can have more roles off the bench. But there'll probably be another time that he's going to be called into, action for this basketball team this season just because of foul trouble. Plata might not be hitting on cylinders, whatever it is, because it's just the nature of the, being, a power forward or a center in Big 12 basketball. Like you're going to get caught in the foul trouble. So, we'll see what happens there, but hopefully like he just continues to develop, behind the scenes. And when his number is called, he's ready to roll. But then again, looking at Gonzaga's bigs compared to an Eric Mulder, that screeches out.
If it gets tough, Iowa State, well-known money school, we go to the G League, pick up a couple guys, we're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, what's worth noting though, is like, Gonzaga's,
yes, Buchanan has had foul trouble. Yes.
Is that Gonzaga's size is a problem? Could be a problem. But you also got to remember that Iowa State's defensive system is basically exists to ruin the lives of post players that aren't very, very good passers. So if you can throw an extra body like an Eric Mulder at that and eat a couple fouls, the extra turnovers you can create just because of the way the defensive system works, I think actually swings it back in our direction a little bit. Because I like the weakness of TJ Oxberger's defensive system is our teams that have multiple good shooters. They can reliably knock down good shots off of rotations and skip passes.
First play of the game today. First play of the game. That's how BYU beats Iowa State. That's how they've owned us basically, is by skip passes and having just a lot of good shooters. Gonzaga's game plan is functionally the opposite of that, which is just dump it down low. Well,
our defense is built around doubling in the post and doing it quickly and doing it in a way where if you do not have your head immediately on a swivel, you're gonna eat a turnover probably. So that's why Gonzaga, I think personnel wise isn't awesome, but schematically, I am very intrigued by how many turnovers you could potentially force just because of how I would say doubles in the post.
I think you go back and forth with their guards and their posts too, because somebody has to pass Ike the ball down low. Like that's my big thing come March Madness when I'm filling out a bracket. I'm like, somebody has to pass Zach Edey the ball down low. Like he can't do everything on his own. And so if you're not making a great entry pass down low, Iowa State's defense is going to eat that up all day. Like rotation is going to be there in a millisecond. All of a sudden, you're off the block. You're double teamed against the sideline. It's game over. So yeah, it's like the guards have to be phenomenal like that. I saw people in the chat saying Alabama, Louisville as dangerous teams. Like those are so hard to talk about because they're going to shoot 53s a games. Like it's tough to say like, yeah, it'd be tough, but you know, if we rotate well, it's like, no, they're still going to get their 53s a game. Like if they make 18, like that's what's going to suck about it. It's really hard to kind of go in depth with like Alabama and Louisville.
I mean, they're just like the 2012, 2013 Iowa State with Will Clyburn and Chris Allen, so like that, where if they're hitting shots, be literally anybody.
Yeah.
But if they're not, then they're going to lose to a 12 seed. Like it's, high volume, 3-point shooting teams are just so streaky that it just kind of is what it is.
Yeah. Louisville lost to Stanford today at their place. And it's because Louisville only hit 6 threes. They went 6 of 17. Like they didn't get their attempts and they only made 6 of them. Like that come and goes. So like seeing them on your bracket is also a little fun when they're like a 3 seed, because that 14 seed can sneak up on them any day of the week too. So
okay, so we are an hour and 17 minutes of this shindig here, but I am gonna give us another 3 minutes to talk here. But then I'm also gonna, in that 3-minute span, I'm gonna toss it to the chat for random questions, whatever you want to ask, and then we'll take like 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes to roll through some questions. I know I've seen some go through the chat here, so I'll just pull up some random ones. But if you're in the chat and want to toss in some questions, please feel free to do so, and we will dive into them. Whatever. It can be basketball. It can be why Levi's head looks like a mop. I don't care what it is. Just toss them in there, and
One thing I wanted to touch on it real quick, because I'd be curious what your guys' thoughts are. And obviously last year you had injuries pile up and stuff like that, but partially is because you had like Keyshawn Gilbert. His whole bit is attacking the rim and really running through contact, not even around it, but just through it, which naturally that builds up wear and tear. You can get injured a lot easier that way. The way this team plays, both offensively and defensively, I do feel as though it's less, there's less long-term, less gradual buildup of wear and tear. Like I feel like there's fewer bumps and bruises with how this team can play. They don't need to bang down low. They don't need to, I mean, they can, but they don't need to constantly, slash at the basket. They don't need to do as many of these things that are really physically taxing. So I feel like because of how this team can play, there's potentially more gas in the tank this year as far as their ability to stay healthy. And part of it too is because they have more bodies. They can just run deeper rotations, and that always helps you stay healthier. But I feel like their play style this year is less, I don't want to say it's less physical, because it's still a very physical defense.
It appears to be less physical, but while it's still being physical.
Yeah. It definitely looks as physical as it used to be. But if you're looking at just like actual contact and how guys are, and what kind of bumps and bruises guys are taking, it feels like there's less of that this year. Maybe it could just be a vibes thing, but I do feel as though this iteration of TJ's team is the one that's least likely to be ravaged by injuries, just based on play style and how deep your rotation is.
Yeah,
I'm gonna jump in here. I'm gonna steal Matthias's bit here and throw up a question, because I was thinking about this. So BYU, they don't have the shooters that they have had the last couple of years, but what they do have is AJ Debinsa. Yeah. And if we're talking about like, who am I afraid of? AJ DeBanza is so good, and I don't know who's going to check him just playing one-on-one defense on the perimeter. So that's a team that I'm still looking at that has had our number, and they might be a little bit different than they were a year ago, but they also have the individual talent offensively to give us a lot of trouble.
That's a great matchup for come March when we play somebody who also has a guy like that, because like Heisey off the bench might come and guard him. Torrey probably starts at him, but like he can rise up and hit a shot over those guys, no problem. And he's done it all season long against big time teams. So it is a little worrisome. And also like Kada down low killed us last year in Ames.
Yeah.
Like the shooting was big because every offensive rebound leads to a 3-pointer, it feels like. So, but last year our bigs, the problem with them was they were too similar, Chatfield and Jackson. They were both just big guys down low, supposed to body up. They were bad at the pick and roll. They were bad at rotating. They weren't great on moving quickly off the screens. Buchanan can do all of that. But again, that goes to not a lot of presence down low after Buchanan. So BYU, it's going to be a tough matchup, and I think that's just every year now against us.
All right, we're gonna start. Yeah, we're gonna start rolling through some questions here. We got plenty of them. First one: are you still legally allowed to drink Natty Light following the Cyclofanatic acquisition?
I don't believe we are actually. Because
I will say, so I will say, none of us drank it before.
Nobody drank Natty Light.
Tom's 23, like maybe, but
I haven't drank it in a while.
Tom's a C4 vodka kind of guy.
C4 vodka is the way to go.
Him and Jake on the C4 vodka stuff. So I tried that after these two clowns were like hyping it up, and I about died.
I was there for the original Four Locos.
Me too. About died on those two.
That's how you almost actually.
One year during Visha, RIP Visha.
What a day! What
for any of you youth out there who don't know what Visha is, you missed a good time. But
the best.
So I bought a case of Natty Light, as one would do, obviously. And I was at this house party on just off Welch. Don't remember the street. Drink too much, whatever. And this guy walks up to me. He's like, dude, I got this Mio, the Mio, water. He's like, take your Natty Light, put this stuff in there. I'm like, yeah, you're full of crap. It's just like putting it in your water, because obviously Natty Light's basically water.
Yeah.
Like, I drank so much Natty Light that night after that.
Oh, yeah.
Died.
Now it's just fruity beer. Yeah.
Yeah, just fruity beer and bad news after that.
I was going to say, that sounds great.
All right. Enough of the fruity beer talk. Steve Kemp, how does tonight compare to what we should expect from future shows? I'd be lying if none of us have any fucking idea. Similar.
I'll say the 8:00 tip, the game finishes at 10. We don't come on until close to 10:30. It's a little bit later than what you're probably going to see most of the time. So this one might move in a bunch of different directions in a way that
none of us have really planned any structure to this whatsoever. And it's just could be kind of freelancing it because that's what we do best. And hopefully, on Saturday night, if there's some Saturday night tips, I don't remember exact time. We're having some cervezas and, just having a good time talking ball and enjoying, some cycling victories. So we really don't have like a generalized structure, but we're just going to, recap the game from a fan perspective and, hopefully, kind of this type of scenario answering questions at the end.
Listen,
but there'll be a lot of
I did my best. I did my best to rip this train off the rails, and I was bullied in the chat for it.
Somebody in the chat said you guys got Thursday and Friday off for Visha. Is that a real thing? You got days off of school for that?
There was no days off school, but people just took it off.
We just did. Like, we didn't get them off. We just,
and believe it or not, there was a lot more people like drunk or actively drinking in class. Than
most people just took their booze to class. Yeah.
Yep.
You just get Visha bottle. You just get the water bottles full of vodka and all that. That's classic bit.
I keep seeing shout out Andrew. He's posted this a couple times, but still need to rest Jefferson more. I think it's more so not so much rest, but like he just needs like a couple reboots a game, specifically the first 5 minutes of the game. The last 2 games, Levi got trashed on our new Cyclone After Dark account for saying that I'm going to say this really quick though, for people who are on Twitter. Look at the timestamp of when something is posted, because Levi posted the other night that Joshua was playing bad within the first 5 minutes of the game, turned out to play really well at the end of the game. But like a day later, people were still like ripping the CF After Dark Twitter account for saying this. Like, just look at the timestamp, people. That's all I ask.
What's funny though is like he was kind of bad for the first few minutes of the game.
But
I said he's playing terribly. He probably needs to come out.
Yeah.
And what happened? He came out of the game for like a minute,
rebooted,
went back in, and it was great. I was right. Why are you?
I will go with Andrew on this. Like, not so much like he needs to sit like 5 minutes in a game span. Like, just reboot the system a little bit. Sometimes you need it's kind of like the old N64. You pull out the cartridge, blow on it a little bit, and send them back out there. Here we go.
Tom doesn't even know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. Which players go to the NBA and which ones do so next year? I'm going to take this to Tom. He seems intrigued by this.
Milan goes. Jefferson goes.
Ouch.
Keelan stays or Torrey stays. Yeah, I think it's those two. And I feel like I'm forgetting somebody.
I think Milan stays.
I just like what we saw today, 8 for 10. He's just cruising through screens. Like, he's not winded at all. Like, is there a lot to work with coming back for a fourth year?
I haven't seen him on like any mock drafts or anything.
That,
like
that is a good point.
Jefferson is starting to show up like mid first round at this point. But like I haven't seen Momchilovich on any mock drafts.
Torrey, I have staying, but come March, there's always 2 to 3 guards that play well, and all of a sudden they're a top 20 pick. Right now, Torrey is one of those guards. Like, the way this team is playing, like, he's gonna have the ball. People are gonna be watching Iowa State. We're gonna be a top seed. Like, that is something to watch for, where he could have a great end of the season. And he goes, but hey, his French man's coming. Best bud. Stay names another year.
We have a lot of guys. Is the older you get as an NBA prospect, the less valued you are by NBA teams. So it would like behoove those guys to go earlier, the better.
I think that's starting to subside a little bit. I think NBA teams are finding value. Like, I mean, if that were like 100% true, Josh Jefferson would not be a first round pick because he's 30 years old. I think
a guy like Torrey, it would be great to have come back because he needs to show that he can like consistently knock down jump
trick
shots.
Is like, let's say you get to a Sweet 16 game, Torrey's playing crazy defense and he knocks down a few threes. Like, that could be it's just like Stephen Curry at Davidson when like that tournament run is the entire reason that he is where we are right now, and is Torrey having a couple good games in the Sweet 16 or in the Elite 8 or something like that? Is that going to be enough to push him? I think he needs to stay for another year to develop his offensive game, because I think because Taman graduates, he becomes the lead guard. And I think a year doing that would be amazing for him.
It's beneficial,
especially with Bateman as his 2-man. Like, those two together, there's a lot that could
going on there.
So much baiting.
All right, we're gonna keep going here. There are still literally like 6,000 of you on here at fucking midnight. So
you guys are awesome, by the way. Thank you for all for tuning into this first show.
So there's still a lot more questions here. We'll go as long as we all feel necessary before Tom passes out.
I'm the youngest one here. What is that supposed to be?
Good point. That's valid. Okay, here's a fun one, I think. What will be the conference record at the end of the year?
Off the rip, 3 losses. Sound right?
Wouldn't
at
be
BYU,
mad.
At Zona, 1 of 3 with Houston, Kansas at home, and at Kansas. Like, lose one of those games, maybe. That's 3 losses.
I think you protect home.
Yeah,
because then maybe you go a slip up
last year too.
Maybe a little slip up somewhere.
I think you go undefeated at home. I think you lose, but like Kansas is down Darren Peterson now too. So like, it's I don't know. Kansas feels pretty damn beatable.
Like a slip up though, like at TCU doesn't feel realistic. Oklahoma
No, I
State's
mean,
better
like,
this year, and we did
'cause
slip
we're
up in the past, but
we're
I
at
don't see
Houston.
it.
Like we're at Houston, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I
Wait, no, but
being,
you're not at Houston. I take that back.
We're not.
am I
Oh,
being
no.
naive that like Kansas doesn't scare me?
I don't think Kansas scares me.
Their offense is like the best offense for us to face. Like, sure, they could have quick, crisp passes, but guess what? Trey White, go ahead, shoot 10 threes. Council, go shoot 10 threes. Who cares? Like, we want you guys shooting those shots.
Like BYU scares me more than Kansas does.
Yeah.
Because we're at BYU one time, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't like at BYU. At BYU.
No, and even without the generational talent at BYU, like just generally going to play at BYU or Utah for that matter is just it's a tough cookie because like you're literally flying in, you're playing a basketball game and you're out. Like there's no acclimation period, and that's the same to go for football too. But like basketball's so much more track meaty versus a football game. Like there's no breathing periods in a 40-minute basketball game. You know,
At
so
Cincinnati is something that came late to mind. Like, they played us close twice. Wes Miller's coaching for his job. Jizzle James is back. Like, maybe.
the only thing that worries me about that is Jizzle James. Like he's just goofy.
Wild card. The definition
Wild
of
card,
wild
yeah.
card.
Yeah, just go for 30 or go for 3.
All
There's
right.
a reason Wes Miller's coaching for his job. And
Yeah,
it's 'cause
no
he's gonna get
shit.
Fired. They don't move me at all.
Will this end up being the best Iowa State team ever?
Let's firm down exactly what does best mean.
Can we hold on? Will this end up being the best Iowa State ever? That's what the comment says.
I add a team in there.
I would
'cause
assume team is supposed
team.
to. I would assume team should be in there.
I was gonna say name a better Iowa than Iowa right now. So
How are we going to define best? Is it in terms of like the ceiling of the team? Is in terms of what they accomplish? How are we going to define best?
I think at this
what
point
they
it's postseason
accomplished-
success.
Postseason
too.
success.
I think it's big.
It's like we've had great regular seasons. We're on track to have a great regular season.
Yeah, just really like does anybody care? Like I would love to win a Big 12 championship, like tournament, the regular season, all that stuff. But like, does that really matter? Like at this point, like Iowa State fans want that Final Four run.
Yeah, my hot take is I don't actually care if we win the conference this year. I just want to make it a final. I want to make it to the Final Four.
I don't think anybody would like argue that.
No, I think for me, the reason I care is because I want the easiest path. So that
Sure.
obviously
Also
means-
that,
Sure.
but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it coincides one another. But I'm totally with
I mean,
you.
I think you can be. Iowa State could be a 1 seed and Arizona wins the conference. I think those two things can happen at the same time.
I would go with like accomplishments, like whether or not you like it or not, like beating Iowa. That's great to have on there. You don't have their fans. Like you make a Final Four, like, well, you didn't beat us, so it doesn't really count. That stupid thing. Like winning at the Fog, whether Kansas is as great as they once were or not, like that'd still be cool. Like one of the two of winning the regular season or the Big 12 tournament, just like little milestones, but you need the big one. Like Austin said, you need the big one. That's where we're at right now as a fan base with this team. Like you need to have it.
If we get a 1 seed and lose in the Sweet 16, is anybody going to be like, well, that team was better than 2000? I don't think so.
No.
Guys, I apologize, but I'm like 13 minutes behind on comments here. So like I will try to get as many comments and
Oh,
questions.
so you're
in here.
losing your ass on these comments now. aren't
No,
you?
but that's fine. But there's a lot of good questions. And I started when I asked for the first set of questions. So I'm just scrolling through here. But
I don't know if you noticed, but on the thing, if you the ones that have a question mark on them are questions. You can see that there's a little notated.
I noticed that, but this one spoke to me.
Oh, really?
Appreciate that, man.
All gas, no breakfast is such a good commenter too.
Oh my God, he's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, except for his he had some pretty dark comments one night during the during the nightcap about the Bears. we about to kick his ass or me. Let's
Matthias was
see.
threatening to fight a plate of scrambled eggs. And
plate
bacon.
of scrambled eggs.
Tom
Getting ready to
is
throw hands with my
is
hand.
We've
not
had
Jacob Rodriguez,
a couple people ask thoughts on Killian Torrey and his defense.
Good.
It's good.
It's good. Yeah,
It's good.
Good.
Who
Glad
is
we're all in
this-
agreement there.
who is this year's chief energy officer?
I'm gonna say Blake Buchanan.
I don't really have one.
I mean, if you're looking for just like a dude on the bench, probably Cade Kelderman.
Probably
But
Kate. It went viral a little bit in the Purdue game. What was our walk-on's name? Rise or something?
Oh,
Milan
yeah.
hit like a fade, and he was standing back kind of like this before he even shot it, and he drilled it. So like
yeah,
Conrad had some of those moments, but yeah, it's probably Cade.
I'd say Cade. Yeah,
Question: has Library Dude read all the books?
Maybe
all them their books.
7. There's what are
7
there's CDs. There's like CDs in here. I don't remember the last time.
Yeah, Britney Spears in there.
pull one off the shelf. What do we got? What do we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
working with?
just
what's the
one
first CD
random.
on the shelf?
One
Yeah,
random.
grab one.
Let's go.
What do you got?
Off the shelf. Michael Bublé, or how do you say his name?
Bublé.
Bublé.
Michael Bublé.
That's crazy. Isn't he like the Christmas guy? He sings Christmas songs, right? I'm being serious here.
He's like
I mean,
he's like
he
a
does.
crooner. He does a
he's-
lot of Christmas stuff. Yeah.
He's a jazzy crooner kind of guy. Yeah,
It's Chris Paul.
isn't he the Christmas guy? That's Santa, Tom.
Yeah,
Good point.
that would be called Saint Nick. Hey, look, I'm getting caught up here. What do these guys do for work? I sell meth.
I'm his assistant.
I'm
What?
Tom's assistant.
Oh,
A former Wide Right Natty Light intern.
we don't actually have jobs. We live off of meth.
I live in the walls in CW's basement.
Actually,
I'm an engine. I'm an engineer. for anyone.
Aiden pays all of our bills.
Yeah, Aiden is our sugar daddy.
Aiden actually has no money after he pays for all of our bills. Shout out Aiden. Thoughts on the jelly beans?
Good.
What is your favorite type of jelly bean?
Brand or just like flavor?
Brand,
Purple.
flavor?
So I
For
mean,
the
so
flavor.
Starburst is the best brand of jelly.
Hell yeah.
That's right. That's almost
yeah.
cheating.
I take back saying the color. That was
Anybody that says Jelly Belly's better needs to stop huffing paint because Starbursts are just clearly the best jelly beans. I'm gonna say either pink or yellow. I'm a big like lemon citrusy fan.
Are you talking like pink and yellow, like Jelly Belly, like pink lemonade type of pink and yellow? Or
No, I'm talking about Starburst, pink
Oh,
and
okay.
yellow
I
Starburst
see.
jelly
I
beans.
see. I like
yeah, I think for the Starburst pink.
I'm the red.
Green is the worst.
Excuse me, what the fuck?
Matthias selling back alley testosterone.
I don't know if I've ever been accused of that before, but here we are. Now we're going through. Will you sell meth to the team come March? Okay. Shit was pure too of me selling testosterone. T-shots for everyone.
There you go. Ooh, here's a good one. Do we think Taman will get his number retired eventually?
No.
No. Not while Jamie Pollard is in power.
I'm gonna refrain from going off on a tangent.
We're
here.
not going on a Pollard tangent, but
I will say he's wearing Melvin Edgham's number,
He's
and I've
wearing-
always thought that like number 3 should be reserved for an awesome player, or like 11 should be reserved for an awesome point guard.
kind of like we do 58 for the football team. Like, I mean, not quite
I'd
the
like,
same.
I'd
but
like
like
to see that more widespread across the athletic.
I don't need somebody to die to make that number special, but like, you know, to be like that's the number that we give to like the team captain, you know, whatever.
So when you say no, is it more Jamie sided things or also along with his play here at Iowa State?
I think it has nothing to do with his play. I think his play absolutely warrants it. I think the circumstances that are like the circumstances around getting your jersey retired at Iowa State are complicated at best. So like I just don't think the path is there.
Do you think if he wasn't from Ames and he came from like Nevada, do you think that plays it a little differently?
I mean, Nevada's not that far away.
Okay. That's a bad state to use. Damn it.
I'm gonna derail discussion here real quick, but like shout out to like all you people here who are like hanging out at 12:02 a.m.
It is officially past midnight. Yeah.
Literally 6,000 of you right now watching us for bullshit about meth, Taman Lipsey's number being retired, and
what was the CDI I pulled? That guy?
Yeah, Michael Bublé, and apparently me selling testosterone that I had no idea that I have ever done in my entire life. But yeah,
can I shout out the one because you can see like what platform people are on. There's one person watching us on Twitch. Shout out to you.
Shout out to the Twitch viewers.
Literally one.
Hey,
at least one person commenting from Twitch.
I bet if you say like, "Hey, somebody switch to Twitch," like. We have like some people on the Discord that will switch to Twitch just because they can, because
they can. Yeah,
they're a bunch of weirdos. Hey, but good thing to plug really quick. If you're not part of the CF After Dark Discord, join now. A lot of good fun there. Follow everything Cyclofanatic on Twitter, Facebook, CF After Dark on Twitter and Facebook. If you go to the CF After Dark Facebook and Twitter accounts, there's a link tree that has literally all links to everything that we are available on. So go ahead and click the. Why are you up on CF? I've lost control.
I've lost control of my life.
I'm seriously like blown away by this. Like I really didn't have like any expectations going to this after, a 10:30 p.m. after a basketball game. Like I was like thinking like, yeah, we're going to have like 1,000 people watch. So like there are literally 6,000 of you right now. And I could not be more thrilled by this.
Oh, this is fantastic. So what I want to do, we got a request.
Can we toss in something about football real quick? I see some comment real quick.
What's the comment?
Jalen Rayner, there is a crystal ball pointing in the direction of Iowa State's the Arkansas State quarterback that we saw against Iowa State this year.
He's awesome.
His offensive coordinator is now coming to Iowa State to be the quarterback's coach. Guys, I know the whole football thing has been kind of a kick in the nuts, but I think there are some really good players that are going to be coming from Washington State. There are some really good players that Iowa State is offered, has not, there are some other players out there that haven't officially posted that they got offers from Iowa State. But don't be discouraged by the level of play that you see that these players are coming from. Because if you really look at the scope of things, like just look at Ole Miss for an example, like their starting quarterback is from Ferris State, really good quarterback. That's the cool thing about college football now. There are so many good players. There are so many players across all levels that are trying to get into the Iowa States of the world to show what they can do for the NFL scouts. Like if God forbid our starting left tackle played at Northern Iowa next year, like it doesn't mean he's instantly bad. Like just take it for what it's worth. There's a chance for this team. Like Jimmy Rogers has a plan. It's going to be fun to watch over the next couple of weeks to see. So,
this is a great question.
Yeah. Can I go? Can I do this? Or you want to go?
No, you got it.
Okay. I was going to say, Moberly is immensely talented. Obviously had a ton of success at Southeast Polk, winning, a couple state titles, but, it's the same thing like in the NFL, like Moberly hasn't played a significant amount of playing time in the NCAA. and Jalen Raynor has, like, you always want to create competition to make your football team better. If Moberly comes in and beats out Jalen Raynor, like, great, but if Raynor wins the position and starts the entire season, and then next year you go to Moberly, that's even better. So always increase the level of competition at every position. It doesn't matter if he's a sentimental favorite, you just got to keep doing that. So especially at the quarterback position. And the crazy thing about what this offense is going to be, in a lot of people who have followed us from Wider and Airlight, I talk about the Bears a lot, and Tom's going to roll his eyes, but this offense,
I'm right there with you.
This offense,
not Tom. I'm right there with you, Matthias.
This offense is going to be exactly what the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears run currently today. You're also going to see a little bit of sprinkles of like the 49ers Brock Purdy-esque sprinkles in there, but like Kyle Shanahan does a lot more motions and gadgets and things like that to have more eye candy in the backfield of his offenses than what Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell do. But it takes a lot of turning your back to a defense and turning around and ripping the ball instantly without really knowing where people are. It's more timing, it's more just and running the ball and being on time. And it takes a lot. And Moberly coming from Southeast Polk and Taylor Mauser's offense, that's going to be an adjustment. So you got to have multiple options at the quarterback position.
I think it's also worth noting that going after Jalen, if indeed they're going to get Jalen Raynor, what that should tell you is that they are not planning on using next year as just a fucking see what happens.
Correct.
Next year. They're trying to win football games next year.
Mm-hmm.
You could easily just put Moberly out there, let him take his lumps. It is what it is, and you just be fine with whatever happens because you're really shooting for 27. What going after Jalen Raynor should tell you is that they're planning on trying to compete and win football games next year. Because otherwise there's no reason to go get like a 1-year guy like Jalen Raynor.
And I will say I posted something before the basketball game. They're like, oh, Jimmy Rogers coming out of the portal swinging. And some Iowa fans like, oh, the 68th ranked quarterback of the 247 quarterback rankings. Like, nobody gives a fuck about the rankings. Like that guy, like you could see
we all watched him play.
He has arm talent. He has all this stuff. Like with proper coaching, like his talents are going to be on another level. And Tom, you need to say something because apparently people think you're like being held hostage again.
I'm not. The bookcase makes it look bad. Not being held hostage. I do like football. I do like the football team. I do understand football. I'm just much more of a basketball guy. I feel like all three of you guys know more. So
put it.
I do have one question that also popped up in the chat. Like, out of all the guys that transferred, and we always talk about agents getting their head. Maybe they have a family member that gets in their head. Is there a possibility that 2 or 3 Cyclones leave and end up like, hey, this was a wrong decision? Come back? No. See a lot of shaking head. No.
I think if they're in the portal now, they're gone. Not because necessarily that they wouldn't theoretically like the opportunity to come back if they don't find a better opportunity. I think if they're in the portal, that is told the staff that I'm not sure, and that I'm not sure if I'm ready to buy into what they want to do.
Well, I will take that a step further. Like some may have transferred because like they think like they could have another opportunity monetarily wise. And I posted this in the Discord earlier. Like there are going to be, out of all the 45 plus players that have transferred, there's going to be a couple that have regret at the end of this.
Oh, big time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And I think that answers the question more of what I think in my head, what you were asking, but like there's going to be a ton of regret by some of these people. And I'm not saying all of them are going to regret it, but like you just look at some of the players that have transferred, where their offers have come. So
people just want more Tom.
Yeah, Tom. Like, can you sing, Tom?
I cannot sing. No.
Pull another album off the wall. Let's see.
Yeah, get us another CD. What do we got here?
I don't know how to pronounce that one. I'm out. Choose a different one.
This is gonna be a new bit.
What is this? I don't like that one either.
Oh my god!
What do you mean? Just
Just
No,
tell
I-
us what it is.
what do you mean?
What is this band? I don't know this band.
What's the
that
name?
Is this
Ozzy?
copyright? Is this copyright?
No.
No, you're fine. No. What? So,
What the fuck is that? Nice dress.
hello.
Hey, yo.
Is-
Union. It's Allison and Union Station.
Oh,
I don't know if
Alison
that's
Krauss.
the cover.
Alison Krauss. So Alison Krauss is a bluegrass singer. She's excellent.
This
She's
is
very,
bad
very
radio.
good.
The
Alison
guy,
Krauss
the
and
guy
Union
on
Station.
Facebook asking if these podcasts are going to be on the podcast feed the next
I
day, or to
broke
be like,
it.
"What the fuck are they talking about?"
Yeah, oh yeah. Once they get to
broke it.
Whoa,
an hour
hello.
and 40 minutes into this thing, you broke the CD.
I broke the CD.
You dropped
All
the
right,
CD
Tom,
before
give us
it
one more.
broad daylight.
Give us one more.
What is this one? Oh, it's a best of. Wow.
Oh, here we go.
The best
Best of
of
who?
bands. Take the,
The
A
best of
train.
bands.
1
A-Train.
o'clock jump. String of Pearls. I have heard of 0 of these. Pennsylvania.
Throw that
6
one back on the
5000.
shelf. Let's get another one here. Let's
Yeah,
get
get
another
it,
one
yeah.
here. Yeah,
No,
toss that one.
Your parents are into some
choosing a book.
wacky
I want to
shit.
choose a book. I want to choose
A
a
Oh,
book.
book?
a book's good. A book's good.
Don't
It is
choose the red
12:15
one.
a.m. and we are looking at Tom's parents' books.
Oh, it's 1776. Oh, this is sick.
America. Hell yeah.
America.
There you go.
I'll just wait for the movie. It's fine.
Yeah. Bro in the bottom right has an ankle monitor.
America.
Oh, excellent. Here's an opportunity for some ISU history. Is that Percy Gibson holding the stop sign? No, that is David Irving.
David Irving.
David Irving, who was doing that, who famously was caught stealing a stop sign during the last Visha riot.
Is he a football player?
Yeah.
He was very,
for the
very
Dallas
good.
Cowboys.
NFL too.
And he went to the NFL. He was very good when he played.
And then he
Um,
got hit with weed.
Yeah,
Weed,
100 times. He was hanging out with Josh Gordon a little too much.
I thought you were
And,
gonna say he got hit by a car. I'm like, yeah, well,
Yeah,
he's
he
taking a
went
stop
on-
sign.
He went,
so
he went undrafted, played for the Cowboys. Jerry Jones picked him up, was wildly successful, and then got hit with a couple of
And then he's
Positive
working at like Home
charges.
Depot now.
when was the last V show? 2013?
2014.
2014.
my car almost got flipped over.
That'd been funny.
All right. I'm going to give 5-minute warning for a couple more questions here. There's still 6,000 of you. I feel like I don't want to end it, but we're going to have to end it at some point.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cut it off at some point.
5-minute warning, couple more questions. It could be literally anything. You can ask about what
can
kind of
ask
road
Tom about
game
his
uses
mustache.
Tom's mustache. We don't care.
You can ask Tom about anything.
AMA, Tom, right now.
Ask us Tom questions, and then we'll take
Is
a
that
guess at if they're right.
CW behind your upper right?
It is.
Who's?
That's him. He just doesn't see me.
Do you think Matt ruined the program or handed it off? Maybe not the exact. Okay, let me put this on before I
Oh,
fuck this
okay.
up. Do you think Matt ruined the program or handed it off for maybe not the exact success Matt had, or good for Iowa State standard? I think I know what he's asking, but I think I
I feel like I just had an aneurysm.
I need the toy car. Somebody says.
12:15 a.m. comment right there.
Do you think Matt ruined the program or handed it off for maybe not the exact success Matt had, or good for Iowa State standards? So, okay, did Matt leave it in a place that it can continue to be good versus are we fucked?
It is
I
way
think.
better. It is way better now than it was when Matt Campbell
yeah.
took over.
Yeah, I think if you asked the same type of question 10 years ago when Paul Rhodes left versus what Matt Campbell, and you had to live in the transfer portal era, would Iowa State have a greater chance to succeed then versus now? I would take now, just because of the name recognition and things that we have done since then. But it's also still not great to replace 45 plus players. But if you look at the amount of players that are in the portal, you have a chance to do this. Even late, Ole Miss and Iowa State are not apples to apples in certain capacity just because of the way it is. But like Lane Kiffin had to do some of the similar things that Jimmy Rogers is going to have to do now to rebuild a roster. So there's hope. Now, am I going to go into the next football season saying we're going to win a Big 12 title? Absolutely not. But like, is saying 6-6 like the floor? Yeah, I think so.
You think 6-6 is the floor?
I think it has to be.
Ooh.
Or a want of a floor. Maybe I should say it that way. A want
The
of the floor.
schedule is pretty easy.
Yeah,
Obviously,
like
the
I
portal
want
changes everything,
I
but
want the floor to be
real
6-6. I
question.
think it should be.
Tom, would you say the stash for a natty?
I would, but
If you said no, I would.
I think I just go mask on though. Bring back COVID, like mask on. Nobody can. The
Who is
tan
on the
line would be.
Cyclone
Well, you can
Fanatic
just,
account and the
wear the
Twitch.
mask. You don't need to do
Yeah.
the COVID thing.
So I typed that comment. I didn't know it was going to be Cyclone Fanatic from Facebook, Twitch. and
Jesus
YouTube.
Christ.
I thought that was me. I thought it was going to show up as me asking.
All right, let's take like one more. What will listening do to my algorithm? Unspeakable things. Do not recommend.
It's gonna bring up what's that? OnlyFans.
Did you just now crack a beer?
No, I'm switching to caffeine now because I'm still gonna have to upload all this.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's grab one more good question.
Two more
questions.
I'm not ready. There's literally Levi, as we go on, we're gaining people.
I know.
It might turn out to be just me talking in like the next 10
Could be.
minutes.
We got a couple questions for who do you want to be QB in 2026? I mean, right now, Jalen Rayner, I think, is the obvious answer.
This is a really good one. This is a good last one.
Oh, this is a great last one.
The press conferences.
Ooh, that's underrated. Good
Damn,
answer.
Tom from the top rope.
That's a good answer.
That's no offense. It's just like
It just
You can you can offend.
I mean, it's just like time out of the day. You know, you spend 20 minutes or 15 minutes, and it's just nothing.
Bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to hope that we can field a punt.
Special teams.
Well, we got Aiden Flores, so it'd be fine.
Well, that didn't stop us from muffing like
Shut
6
up!
last year.
JJ Cole is not going to be the quarterback for Iowa State next year.
Yeah.
Do you promise?
Although he does fit.
Well, hold
he
on.
does
Let's go back to the other question though. What's your answer, Matthias?
I don't know. I really don't like. I've never thought about this, honestly.
My answer, I think I see. If
I got one.
Oh, you got one. Go ahead.
It's saying we're gonna win in the margins and then losing in the margins.
Getting repeatedly skull fucked by the margins. Yeah,
but I still love Matt Campbell. I don't blame him for fucking leaving. So I guess whatever. Shout out Jimmy Rogers. Go Jalen Rayner.
I think the thing I'm not gonna miss, or the thing I'm looking forward to not having anymore.
Also wild we're having this conversation right now.
I know.
Fucking wild.
Austin took the punt return thing is one thing I was gonna definitely mention.
Fuck you, Austin.
So yeah. It's one of those three things I think that you guys actually mentioned. I don't know if I can think of a fourth thing necessarily.
Dude, I really hope the black jerseys don't go away. I love just once a year.
They can cut it back. They can cut it back to once a year.
If we go back to just strictly this logo, I will riot.
Oh, there's no way they do that. They're sticking with the script. All right. What else we got? One more?
Did Austin have one? Oh, yes.
Yeah. Austin said the
Tom said press conferences. Okay.
You know what? For a unique answer, I will say giving up the halftime score thing in every goddamn game ever.
I will give more side note. Yes, I will give 2 more minutes for the wildest, stupidest question, because in all fairness, CW said whatever happens on this podcast happens. So we're gonna end this with a bang. All right.
I want to point out this is like the 4th time you said last call for questions.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You said
This
last
is
call for
one
questions
question for the
literally
stupidest question.
1/2 hour ago.
That's fine. You guys seem like you're still awake. We're fine. We still got 6,100. Oh, we just gained 2 more. Here we go.
Add on another minute. Add on another minute.
If more people keep turning
2
in,
more.
Matthias is just gonna like slowly just like decay into a pile of sand because he just never stops streaming.
What does it take to get Tom to shave his mustache?
Natty for Iowa State.
Natty?
Or Iowa State gets hockey. I would shave my mustache for that.
Oh,
hockey.
I want to put up Steve Kemp's question, but I don't think we can.
we can put it up. I don't know if we have a good answer, but
yeah, you can put it up. They're dudes.
Let's see here.
Oh, here we go. This is on brand for us. Fuck one, marry one, kill one. Cynado, Walking Bird, block Iowa State. I'm killing the block Iowa State.
Killing block Iowa State seems very obvious.
Marrying Cynado.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
I like Walking Cy. That's my favorite.
So you're going to marry Walking Cy?
Yeah.
Mm. Why do you throw block Iowa State? That's not even like a good one. Like that's such an obvious.
Also, we got to talk about Brownie's profile picture here on the YouTube.
What is that?
Like, is that like Minecraft?
There you go. Replace the block with a script. So FMK with Cynado, Walking Bird in the script.
I think I still have the same answer. Though it'd be a little closer.
I think I would. I think I would kill Walking Cy in that one. I think I might actually no. I'd marry the script. That's what I would do.
All right. Well, everybody turn into 49ers Seahawks tomorrow. Brock Purdy's going for the #1 seed in the NFC tomorrow night against the Seahawks. So that'll be fun. And I appreciate everybody who has joined in the last 2 live streams that we have done on the Cyclone Fanatic, network. I guess it's kind of weird for us still to say, it's kind of surreal, really, honestly. We appreciate everybody's love and support that we've had moving over from Wide Right Natty Light to Cyclone Fanatic. It's been more than successful, I think. For the followers on Facebook to the followers on Twitter, and just everybody who has jumped on the train. Obviously, a lot of you still don't know exactly who we really are, but we're gonna continue to do live post-game streams after every Iowa State basketball game, for men's for sure, and obviously Aiden and the crew there have women's streams after the games as well. So keep following everything Cyclone Fanatic, CF After Dark CF for Twitter for us on Twitter, and then Cyclone CF After Dark on Facebook. And then there's a link tree that we do have every link that we have possible that you could follow. So go and click those.
These fucking free Tom these free Tom.
Tom has like diehards.
They're gonna hate it when I'm back at my place without the books.
I feel like
I gotta take them all. I gotta take them all with me.
I feel like you have to take that whole shelf with you. Can you get that out of there?
Honestly, it's a really great.
It's a good background.
It's a really good background. Yeah, it works for you, man.
Yeah, we appreciate everything. We're gonna keep this train rolling. I mean,
yeah, keep in mind we're gonna keep like expanding what we're doing. Like we're starting off fairly bare bones with just like post game stuff, and then like a couple shows a week. Like eventually we're going to get to like 3 or 4 shows a week once you get to the fall and stuff like that. And we'll have wrestling, we'll have basketball, we'll have football, we'll have lots of stuff. We'll have other Olympic sports and all that. And, it's going to keep growing. We're just kind of getting our feet under us right now and just figuring out kind of the rhythm for all this thing too. So I know we all really appreciate you guys all tuning in for this whole stream. I mean, for guys sticking around for 2 hours, after a game gets over at 10 o'clock and you guys are still here, 2.5 hours after the game is over and it's 12:30 in the morning.
Oh fuck, it is. Oh shit.
That's why we were all like, stop fucking asking for questions, Matthias. It's 12:30 in the morning.
Hey, the cocktails were rolling here in the Spencer, Iowa garage. So, just keep it going. But,
yeah. So, but plan on that, like every men's game. I don't know if it'd be exactly all four of us, but it'll be a combination of After Dark people doing basically this, and you'll get a mix of different people throughout the whole season too. So, we'll have all that, and so we appreciate everybody.
Cyclone Power says Austin needs to be freed as well.
So
this is the issue when you get on a podcast with Levi and I. Usually it's just Levi talking, but it's like
because I have my Tuesday YouTube show, which is literally just me for an hour, and then like we have the nightcap, which is sometimes just me and you.
Hey, Rodney, I'll go for 32 more questions. If you got them, ask them.
I'm bailing if you're doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. We're not going to go. But right, I appreciate all 6,200 of you still on at 12:30 in the morning. You guys are freaking nuts. Awesome. Make sure you follow on Twitter, After Dark CF After Dark on Facebook, Cyclone Fanatic on Twitter and Facebook. If you aren't subscribed to the Cyclone Fanatic premium boards, make sure you do that. It's going to get wild here in the next couple days with the transfer portal stuff. I know Jake and Jackson and CW are working really hard to bring you guys a lot of information on all of the transfer portal stuff. There's going to be a lot of commitments, a lot of changes to the Iowa State roster going forward. So if you guys really want that up-to-date information, the CF premium boards are the way to go. It doesn't cost you a whole lot. Just jump in there and you'll get all the update information, and make sure you're paying attention to all the Cyclone Fanatic social media accounts as everything transpires over the next couple of days. So Tom, like OnlyFansTom.com right now, dude.
OnlyTom.com.
So I'm gonna close up on the stash. Can you get in there, Tom?
You can't do that the first episode, dude. You got to save that.
Yeah, that's premium content.
Yeah, you got to pay for that. You can get that by subscribing to the Cyclone Fanatic Premium.
I tell you what, if Iowa State starts winning some basketball games in the postseason and gets a long way, we might be doing a long stream, and you can all see Tom's mustache in high definition.
How many of the 6,000 followers have fallen asleep?
Probably all. You're answering more questions now. Okay, so are we?
Keeney's like, get me the fuck out of this podcast.
Thank you, everybody. We will see you on Monday for Levi and I, and whoever else decides to join us. And we will be back on the Cyclone Fanatic After Dark show. So, thank you, everybody. Hey, Levi, should I hit it? You know what?
Fuck it.